For calculating slope given 2 points, we are going to be using the slope formula. And so the slope formula is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is a formula that you are going to need to know, so make sure you know that on the top you subtract your y's and on the bottom the x's. The way I remember that is that the top is the rise, and y's and rise rhyme. And so now we're going to do an example, and the first thing you should always do is label your coordinate points. And so the first one would be x1, y1, and the second one is x2, y2. Once you have them labeled, it's really easy to just plug them into our formula. So we have m equals y2 is 2 minus y1 is 1 over x2 is negative 1 minus x1 is negative 4. So now I can simplify the top and then simplify the bottom separately. So 2 minus 1 is 1. And negative 1 minus negative 4 is the same thing as negative 1 plus 4. And negative 1 plus 4 is 3. Now I want to check to see if I can simplify this at all. So can I divide 1 and 3 by the same number? If there's ever a 1 on top, you can't simplify that any further, so this is our final answer. I also want to quickly talk about this one, because when we go to plug this in, I want to show you something that happens that I don't want you to get confused by. So when we plug this in, we have 7 minus 7 over 7 minus negative 7. So 7 minus 7 is 0, and then 7 minus a negative 7 is 14. And you have to know the difference between a 0 on top and a 0 on bottom. So 0 on top in the numerator, if you went to divide this in a calculator, 0 divided by 14 is 0. So our slope is 0. However, if you were going to have the 0 on bottom, if you go to type that in a calculator, 14 divided by 0 would give you an error. If that happens, if you get an error, that means that you have an undefined slope. And so you need to know the difference between a 0 slope and an undefined slope for this formula.